Deadly life. All-star apologies.
Huh?
Huh?
Sakura's...
Oh.
Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. Oh, I don't think she should be the one going to get the others. And why? Why did this have to happen? How did the most muscular person die? I bet it was something so simple. She's probably looking for any injuries. Yeah, no, she's totally looking for any other injuries. But also, the last class trial, someone was playing dead and no one checked the vitals. So Kyoko's just probably like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure that she's actually dead, not like last time. We'll find out. We're gonna try and figure that out. Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there, motionless behind her, while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone.
What?
Ogre?
Yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed, I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means.
Interesting.
Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
Your fault.
It was one of you, Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. One of you killed Sakura.
What?
What? I don't like how he phrased it. Like, what are you doing? How dare you investigate the dead body? No wonder she told him just to go away. He just stands around while she checks the corpse herself. Yeah, Makoto doesn't do very much.
What?
You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation? I don't need to investigate anything because you hated her. You hated the sight of her. One of you did it. I know it. You know it? Who said that? Oh, it's Monokuma. I have a sneeze coming. Or not. Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on.
Isn't it obvious I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer? His murder flyer.
The Monokuma file.
That's right, it's the Monokuma file. And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that little face of yours. Now then, with that, hold on. There's something I want to ask you. Huh? It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura. Huh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again. Then
In other words,
I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that. It saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that. I gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So, I don't know who it was, but whoever the Blackened is this time, I owe you one.
what is this?
You owe them one? Oopsie! Before you get all pissy-potty at me, you better figure out who did it first. Because, I mean, your lives are all on the line, right? And with that, he's gone.
What is this?
I like the ones that let you do investigation puzzles. So we do an investigation sequence where we're picking up clues and stuff. And then there's a class trial at the end that's a little bit more interactive. So there's like nonstop debates where people are saying what they think has happened and what their accounts are, and you have the option to refute their statements if you think there's any discrepancies or anything that's contradicting or that you feel is a lie. So the class trial is a little bit more interactive, and Makoto does do work in there because the characters are like, you're the main protagonist, you gotta figure out the mystery. Her power level was over 9,000! I don't believe a word the bear says. You shouldn't. You really shouldn't. He's a liar. What the hell? He owes them one? I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway...
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Hina? I'm okay. Just let me handle this. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, then Hina is guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
What?
Me? You're always a thorn in my side. This time just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. You're not my supervisor. No teddy bears can be trusted after this game. Fair. This is true. An order?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene.
Huh?
What?
It's your fault!
One of you killed Sakura. I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let us all in. Just let me. What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hiro? Do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
Then it's decided. Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I'm not getting the Declan reference. Is that a character in something? I feel like you had mentioned it the first time, and I'm like, I know that word. I know it, but I can't place it. I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to this, to his request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura, for those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally. Who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
listen.
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
Listen to me.
all of us face execution. She already checked the body, so hopefully would see a discrepancy. Yeah. Finding out who killed Sakura, it's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. Okay, investigation time. I gotta start this game. I'd better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point, the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Okay.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
so...
Because it's case number 4 and it has to get progressively harder, Makoto. The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through, and that door had been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room, which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out till we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right? In other words, this is a classic locked room murder. A locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever, but could it really happen in real life and right before our very eyes like this? Hey. Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Well, it means someone died in a room that is locked and the perpetrator is not in the room, and we're wondering, how the hey did they get in and out? Sure, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or a simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right? No, she says this door doesn't lock.
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed.
In other words...
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that. But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Actually, I gave Byakuya a gun like 3 days ago. It was a toy gun, I think. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
It's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words...
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible.
It's true.
Maybe. And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room.
In other words...
By that I mean there actually is an alternative escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
Indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. You're thinking it's 3 or 4? Those are the most, like, plausible ones. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
True.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Are there items? Oh god. Huh? The locker's open and they're on the inside. It's a handprint.
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
It looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding it here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not possible. Huh? Why not?
Hey.
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point. Oh, yeah, it was.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then what does this handprint mean? Locker handprint added to bullets. Just gonna look at everything. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how they get those figures inside the bottles.
So...
Usually when we're talking about like ships in a bottle and stuff, they they like actually build the thing in the bottle, right? I think. It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Oh, speaking of. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that? Oh, yeah. Maybe I have.
In other words.
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Yeah, that's my understanding as well. Kudos to the people who can do that. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Okay. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. Are you? The Monokuma bottle is sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. Red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. That's a good guess. The file does say that there was blood force trauma. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Oh, that's... Do you recognize it, Hina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So, after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really liked them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much?
I mean...
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've lost all their flavor. Kina. Polka dot candy wrapper. Oh gosh, there's a lot to look at. That same shelf full of magazines. There's a lot of different kinds of magazines here. Nope, not relevant. Maybe Sakura was allergic to something in the candy? Oh my gosh, maybe. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? That doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Good question. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her, but according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. The thing is, if we think that she's allergic to the candies, what kind of allergic reaction makes you violently vomit blood? Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? That's also a good guess. But vomiting blood? Not a chance. Byakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting.
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. What else can I look at? Oh gosh, the door. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she'd love her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get
Correct.
inside. But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. I don't know, sometimes allergic reactions make you have the poops, like antibiotics. Yeah, no, that's true. Figure maybe it could happen. It could, but that's very rare occurrence. Usually it's hives or you can't breathe. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. But you'd think those are the kinds of allergies that she'd be aware of. I don't know. Chair? Chair? Makoto, chair? Chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Okay, I guess I'll start talking to people now. I guess that can moved after they broke the window. That would make sense because like there would be glass. Like there wouldn't be glass under the bottle, right? It'd either be on it or around it. So it's almost like the bottle was placed there after. We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here, in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said no, not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Aw, this poor girl. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Oh, well, I'm glad I talked to Hina first.
However...
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand on her? They must have taken her by surprise,
Certainly.
right? Certainly. They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? He didn't see her at all today. No, that checks out because only Hiro was in the nurse's office with us. Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as a fact. If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. What a butt. I think I'm done in here. I need to examine the crime scene as much as possible. I talked to everyone.
Hey.
I missed something. That's repeating itself.
Certainly.
What the heck?
The tiger onesie. He's a turd face. He is. We already know who did it. Oh, no. She's repeating herself. What else do I need to look at? Look at that.
So, however,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
indeed.
What about the bottles? 4 bottles.
So,
It's no different from your standard ship in a
In other-
bottle. Sakura? So there's these moments where, like, you can't leave until you've investigated everything, which is kind of bothersome when you don't know what you're missing. Multiple blows to the head. According to the Monokuma file, she vomited blood. Yes. The clock? It's the only thing I haven't really looked at. It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura died around 12 noon, so roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving alter ego? Is that everything? Need to examine. The door? This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning, and the door was from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Oh, okay. Now I think I have everything.
listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then,
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't
listen to
leave.
me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided. Everyone thinks they're my supervisor. She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Okay, I'm going to talk to people. I also want to go see where she gets her protein shakes. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Or we're going to the dorms. This is fine too. Kyoko, Kiyotaka, Mondo, Kodo, Byakuya. I already talked to Byakuya. Sayaka, Junko, Toko. Ding dong. I press the doorbell. And after a few seconds,
Who's there?
ugh, the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
What do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Thank you for the hydrate, CC.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
You're in a good mood. Why? She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something? Yes. I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said 2, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? They're all lying. Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. What is it? Is it just my job to do all the investigation, guys? And I have to find Hiro's room. Chihiro, Celeste, Sakura, Aoi, Walking, Leon, Yasuhiro. I press the doorbell. Ding dong! And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yes. I don't buy it. She was in murder mode when she walked in there. True. Very true. Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How do you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
When she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. She
How about that?
she gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all wrong.
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious. Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since then. Liars, the lot of ya. While I'm here, while I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro is feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come
Oh,
on.
sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. And when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Ah, candy bar! Huh?
What?
Ooh. Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all that there was to it. I don't think he did it. Scared my butt. But I do think he was closer to Sakura than he's pretending. I think Sakura totally told him in person. Oh, no, she gave the note to everyone. Unless he shared the candy with Sakura, but Asahina said she took the entire box of candy and there was no more left in the warehouse. She kept them all to herself. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? Start at the chem lab, because I'm sure we'll have to go to the crime scene regardless. Yeah, but she gave some to Sakura. If Sakura told him in person and they're closer, she gave him a candy? Maybe? Chem lab. I don't remember where I'm going. Office. Chem. Oh, Byakuya's here. Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand. What a butt. I have to use my, buddiest voice with him. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. Meanwhile, someone was very not careful. Oh gosh, okay. A. Let's go ABC. Let's see, what's on the shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. Protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section A. Huh? Oh, wait. Oh, wait, there's more. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? So on this shelf looks like a bunch of chemicals that have no idea what they are for. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. He calls her names and pretends he doesn't talk to her. Methinks he doth protest too much. A little bit, eh? Pretty sure it's not Byakuya. He's giving too much info, right? On this shelf is... Mind you, he did try to frame someone else for the second murder. It wouldn't be unlike him to, like, throw off the investigation just to make it fun. Oh, look. And I can tell it's nothing but dangerous... What? One look. Not oh, look. One look, and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section C. I should try to find out more about this shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements. Section B has reagents. And Section C has lethal chemicals. Wow, that just went from like 0 to 100 real quick. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A, there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here. Dun 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 dun. What's on the floor? There's a skull and crossbones. That's not good. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. And this powder must have been spilled.
In other words...
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Dun, 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 dun. These are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen. Well, let's go. Chop, chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long, I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me?
See.
So, when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then they left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
Certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours? No.
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quickly did what Byakuya said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately. But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. And these prints are a really valuable clue. But they don't get added to my bullets. That's alright. I guess if someone was gonna poison Sakura, he's got a lot of info. Yeah. Him? Yeah. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I'd better not leave a footprint. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to have been spilt right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Oh, okay, there we go. It's added to truth bullets. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around at the rec room. Okay. Why is C out? That person was in the A shelf. That's the good question. That is a super good question. It was shattered on the side with the C stuff. Rec room. I'm gonna fast travel because I have a hard time finding the stairs. Da, 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 da. Rec room. This way. Nope, that's not right. I can't even find the rec room when I fast travel. Dun, 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 dun. Mind you, so the stuff on the powder from the C shelf, like it fell where the C stuff is and fell like to the left, and then the footprints were left. So highly possible they went to C first.
Hey,
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
see.
I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. So someone messed off the C side and then went into A. Yeah, to my understanding. But it's all too convenient. Someone must have been lying. How about all of them? Someone's lying.
Anyway,
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These three things have revealed new clues. You'd do well to look them over one more time. Thank you for telling me what to look at. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new. Something new.
hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. Oh, there's 2 bottles missing. A correlation. Hey, Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
so
I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you, to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree. Because in a game of chess, you have the pawns, the rooks, the one with the popey hat. I don't know chess pieces. Bishop, the knight, and the king and queen. So there's 2 pieces missing. Bishop, yes.
hey,
Yeah, that one. Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
anyway,
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like
that
that?
doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine, and that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
then,
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you
So
waiting.
then.
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So, what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected, and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done. Oh, she's gonna weigh them.
listen.
I was like, do you want me to reconstruct a bottle or something? First, let's compare the weight of 2 of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's
In
balanced,
other words,
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
So then,
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some
So
here
then-
and there. Okay, then let's give it a try. Interesting, it's heavier. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier. How is that possible? It's cause
I
it's
knew it.
2 bottles. Just as I thought. What?
in other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles, put it all together, and I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. It's always on me because I'm the main protagonist. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. Why does it say Toko in blood? This is... On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bold, bloody letters. And it said, Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this?
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message. It's not a dying message if it's a frame, right? And like, for her to write the message in the magazine and then put it away upside down, I don't think it's a dying message. I think it's planted. Definitely planted. A dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... That says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. Stop jumping to conclusions, Hina. Last time you did that, you were wrong. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Thank you, Makoto. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from
Just a
Sakura's
second.
body. Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but
hey,
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
whew,
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times... I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
it's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you?
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never
Hey.
mind. More importantly, look here. Her shoes.
correct.
You see that yellow powder in her instep on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. Ooh, oh, that looks like the same color as the stuff we found on the seashelf.
Hey,
Next is the wound to her head. Look
It's true.
carefully. Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just
it would
explain.
seem-
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows.
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing. Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either
It's
one.
true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. So there's 2 wounds to the head, and she has powder on her shoe. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Ding dong, ding dong. And she didn't write the message. No. Yeah, no, if her hands are spotless, no. Very perceptive.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake.
Rude?
Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It's already time? But the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Da, 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 da. Monokuma made his announcement, and everyone began to meet up one after another. We are such a thin group right now. And then... the ultimate martial artist! A locked room murder mystery! The emotes are back. What the... Oh, I just recently discovered the power of emoticons. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes,
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. This is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends? He's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait.
Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. What the hell was that? Like, how do you even voice an emotion, like an emoticon? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me.
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean.
I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt, one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know, and yet someone killed her. And that person is here? That person is one of us? Come on, it's time to put on Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way towards the elevator, but with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear run through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few. You must be so lonely. You say that, oh, whoops. You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely? Now then, are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial.